It's the Ross Tucker Football Podcast.
Oh, yeah, it is. But it's not just any Ross Tucker Football Podcast. It is a Finish Strong Friday, presented, of course, by DraftKings. It's also a Picks Friday. It's also, thanks to me and you guys and Mike Singletary, a Winners Friday.
I want winners. I want people that want to win.
People that want to win. Here's what I like about them, right? Number one, they care. Like, they want to get a signed press pass from me or picture, football card or whatever, which I think is cool. I like to reward people. I like to give that to people that want one. So that's cool. And then number two, they care enough about me and Brian and Jack to do something really little that we think helps. You know, it's like anything else in life, right? If everybody just does like 1% more, then you're really doing something. Then you're really adding something up. It's hard to get 2,000 more downloads or whatever. But if everybody just does a little bit, then you grow slowly but surely, and somebody new listens and they like it and they tell somebody else, hey, this guy Ross Tucker, I like it. It's 30 minutes, tells me what I need to know about the NFL. I like it. So the Spread the Word winner was pretty easy this week. All you had to do was rate and review any of the shows and then take a screenshot of it real quick and then send that to ross@rosstucker.com. Nick Chahani did it. Chohany. So congratulations, Nick. As always, email me, ross@rosstucker.com. Let me know if you would prefer a signed press pass or a football card or a picture. I've got some awesome press passes. I'll get another one tomorrow from Air Force as I'm recording this morning very early in the Mountain Time Zone, Colorado Springs, Colorado. The sponsor confirmation email winner, Andrew Wooden. Actually, it's like Andrew, like his email. He sent me an email. I forget. I think he took advantage of Athletic Greens, actually. And in the email, it's just Andrew. But then, like, his email address is like Wooden Crawdad. So, Andrew Wooden Crawdad, let me know what you would like. I don't know what your real last name is. I don't know what Wooden Crawdad means. YouTube shout out, Tim Adams. Love the new YouTube subscribers. We are growing on YouTube, which is exciting. And we're getting new subscribers. A lot of it, hopefully, is you guys just hitting the thumbs up and then commenting at youtube.com/Ross Tucker NFL. No new patrons today, which is a sad day. But just so you know the type of guy I am and how much I love our patrons, patreon.com/RT Media. I think I'm going to be having a beer with one of you tonight. Our guy, Mike Shirk, patreon.com/RT Media. Yet another reason why you want to become a patron, because when I'm in your town, I will meet up with you because I love to be a man of the people. Patreon.com/RT Media. It's Big Show time.
The Big Show.
All right, Ross, to get things started, let's talk about last night's game where the Carolina Panthers beat the Atlanta Falcons 25-15.
Before I get into that, Jack, I will mention that I'm looking forward to having a couple beers tonight. I did some crowdsourcing on social media, and some people saw it and texted me about where I should eat last night. I was driving down here from the Denver airport. Colorado Mountain Brewery, delicious. Check out my social media at Ross Tucker NFL on Twitter and Instagram. Bison chili, amazing. I got a nice Southwest salad with salmon on it to feel healthy. And then, of course, I got a warm huge chocolate chip cookie with 2 scoops of ice cream on it to totally counteract what I had done for my entree, but that's okay. The beers were pretty good, not great. I would have preferred Labatt Blue Light. So delicious. There's no better way to eat a meal, to watch football, to tailgate than with the pristine Canadian goodness of a cold Labatt Blue Light in your hand, especially when you're at a place and you're watching Panthers, Falcons. Stock up, be the MVP of your tailgate. Share a Labatt on game day with your crew. Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. So interesting game. It was well, first of all, I thought one of the coolest things that happened before the game was Jake Matthews, the outstanding left tackle for the Falcons, who's like never missed a game, has a crazy Iron Man streak going on. He had a baby boy in Atlanta, took the picture, everything. Then I guess hustled to the airport, flew to Charlotte, and there was a video of him sprinting, down the hallway to get into the locker room, to get dressed, to get ready to play last night. Congratulations, Jake. That is incredibly cool. He looked awesome running through there. I mean, he looked awesome with the picture with his wife and then running through the halls. I almost get choked up. I really do. Those were a couple of really, really special days. And that's awesome that Jake was able to have the baby, be there for the birth, and still play in the game. I got to tell you, knowing what I know now, I don't think I'm missing the birth of a child. I don't know if it's Super Bowl, maybe we'd have that conversation, but I don't think I'm missing the birth of a child for a lot of different reasons, quite frankly. As for the game, Panthers ran the ball down the Falcons' throat. I mean, it was wet and rainy. They had 128 yards in the first half, 232 for the game, as Dante Foreman had 130 yards on 31 carries. And Laviska Shenault, I think I tweeted last night at Ross Tucker NFL that I almost forgot Laviska Shenault played for the Panthers. He's got a swing pass and went like 21 miles an hour, according to Next Gen Stats, down the sideline for a touchdown. He's a pretty big dude. He's like 6'2", 220. So to be moving at 21 miles an hour is serious from a guy whose name I just love to say. Isn't it fun to say? Laviska Shenault. Laviska Shenault. It's awesome. Anyway, Laviska Shenault did an awesome job getting down the sideline on a swing pass, and the Panthers really controlled the game. The Falcons came in as the better running team, we thought. The Panthers have had the same O-line all year, and they're all healthy, and they're playing much better. Ike Ekwonu, the first-round pick, did some really good things. Now, he had 4 penalties, which is totally unacceptable, but in the run game, he was moving people. Taylor Moton played. They had Corbett. They had Bozeman. Brady Christensen was at left guard. That group is starting to come together a little bit on the offensive line, and Deontay Foreman is the beneficiary of it. Meanwhile, Falcons didn't run it nearly as well as they had been. Instead, they threw more than they ran it, which was a disaster. Marcus Mariota, I thought, played incredibly poorly. He had one horrible interception, but he had several more like YOLO balls, right? If you're not familiar, Jack, YOLO means you only live once. See, I know the cool, hip, young kid, hello, fellow kids language. Anyway, Mariota, I mean, he threw one from his back on like a back spin move. I have no idea what he was doing. PJ Walker didn't do much. He was like 10 of 16 for like 160 yards. He actually threw a couple that could have been picked too. I mean, these guys set the record maybe last night for balls that should have been intercepted but weren't. Ultimately, the Panthers get it done. Really bad loss for the Falcons. Really bad. They had a chance to be 5-5, a chance to be in first place in the division. Couldn't get it done. Frankie Louvu, Marquise Haynes, each had 2 sacks for a Carolina defense that I thought played pretty well overall. Hard to tell, though, to be honest, going against Mariota and the Falcons offense. You know what maybe the Falcons needed more of? Athletic Greens. Athletic Greens is a product I use literally every day, except for today because I'm a moron that forgot to bring a travel pack with me. Why do I take Athletic Greens? You're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. For me, I take it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach because that's what they recommend. I love that it costs less than $3 a day. The founder was having some gut health issues, and with some of the stuff I eat, yeah, probably pretty helpful for me too. Reclaim your health and arm your immune system with everything going around. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do, Jack or Bry, is visit athleticgreens.com/Ross. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/Ross to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
Tuck's Takes.
All right, Ross, before we get to the picks, we actually have a few news items we have to get to this morning. The first being the D.C. Attorney General filing suits against Dan Snyder, the Washington Commanders, and the NFL.
It is just unreal. It's always something. And this guy, I forget his name, but he absolutely he's in on this. I mean, he is. I'm sure Washington or people would say it's like grandstanding or maybe he's just doing this for publicity. I don't know. I don't know the potential politics behind it. I just know that he feels like the NFL colluded with the people of DC, and this is the only way he feels like they can be held accountable. There's going to be depositions. It's really bad. And he's going to have more news next week on financial improprieties. It's just always something with this organization. And I'm shocked that Snyder doesn't want to sell, that didn't want to sell earlier and stop always being in the news for the wrong reasons. Always. Now you even have corners like Benjamin St. Just saying, man, we could really use a fresh start. I mean, even players now are saying, please let us get a new owner.
Tuck's Takes.
The Raiders put tight end Darren Waller and wide receiver Hunter Renfrow on IR while Blake Martinez, a linebacker, retires.
So Martinez led the Giants in tackles last year. And then this offseason they cut him, which I thought, okay, maybe salary cap move, whatever. Signs with the Raiders, and now he's retiring. Now, I don't know if they were going to cut him or what, and maybe they were. Because sometimes when a guy retires in the middle of the season, they were going to cut him. But to retire in the middle of the season, he is getting, he makes at least $1 million on the minimum for his years of service. So he's making a lot of money each week. That is rare for a guy to retire mid-season when he's making that much money each week. Really rare. So I would think, now he made a bunch of money with the Giants, so maybe he just doesn't care, doesn't need it. But it's really rare for guys to retire during the season. As for Waller and Renfrow, obviously not good for the Raiders. Evidently, they've been playing through these injuries or trying to, and it hasn't gone well. There is a part of me that wonders if this is also sort of excuse-making season for the Raiders, right? Where now things aren't going well and they can say, well, 2 of our 3 best weapons, skill guys, weren't available. They were hurt. Waller and Renfrow. Who knows?
Tuck's Takes.
Niners quarterback Jason Verrett tore his Achilles in practice and is done for the year, while the Chargers cut defensive lineman Jerry Tillery.
Both of these are notable. Jason Verrett has been a terrific player, but I'm not sure if I can recall a guy off the top of my head who has suffered more injuries than Jason Verrett. I mean, that poor guy has suffered so many injuries in his career. Now to tear an Achilles in practice, I'm assuming and hoping he's done playing football now, because that's the only body you have. You need to take care of it. And some guys' bodies just weren't meant for the rigors of pro football. As for the Tillery thing, you know what's weird about that? Not only was he a 2019 first-round pick, so this is his 4th year, but they paid him for the week. If you're on a roster after 4 p.m. on Tuesday, you get paid for the week. So they cut him on a Thursday. He got paid for this week. That is weird. Like you pay a guy for a week and then cut him. I wonder if there's more to meets the eye there. Speaking of getting paid, by the way, I know probably like a lot of you, portfolio's looking rough. Some of the predictions for this upcoming year, not real good. S&P's down a lot. Bloomberg says there's a 100% chance of a recession next year. So Masterworks gained value the last time inflation caused this much damage. One of only 3 things to do so. Masterworks lets you invest in fine art from legends like Picasso because they buy it, these great works of art, and they break it down into shares. So even as recently as October, Masterworks produced results. They sold a painting for a 21.5% net return to their investors, net return. 6 of their 7 exits have given investors more than 20% net returns. What does it mean? You put in 10,000, you get over 12,000 out. That's simple. Skip the wait list today when you sign up with our special code ROSS. That's masterworks.com, promo code ROSS to skip the wait list. See important Regulation A disclosures at masterworks.com/CD.
Want to know which team is going to win every single game on Sunday? Then listen up.
All right, let's start with the Germany matchup where the Seattle Seahawks will be facing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That game will start at 7:30 Mountain Time, 6:30 Pacific Time. So 6:30 for the people in Seattle. That is actually interesting. I would love to know how many Seahawks fans will set their alarm on a Sunday morning to get up and watch that game. Hopefully a lot. I mean, you'd be thinking a lot. It should be a lot, right? Your team's 6-3. They're playing well. They deserve that from you. That would be wild to wake up at 6:30 and watch a game. I've actually done that when I was in Nevada after doing a Nevada Wolfpack game. The next morning, I did the pregame show for the Eagles from a Nevada hotel. Wild. Anyway, I like the Seahawks. They are the better team. Their quarterback has played better. They have more momentum. Their defense is playing better and better. They're younger. They're healthier. It's been a big enough sample size now. I'm going by what I've seen. I'm not going by the one last drive from Brady and the Bucs. So it's kind of wild to me that the Seahawks are the underdogs. I think the Seahawks win this game 23-17. I think the Seahawks absolutely take care of business and maintain first place in the NFC West. And right away, Jack, we can start up the doggies. Let the doggies out.
Ross's Underdog of the Week.
I was unprepared for that one. It's weird thinking the Seahawks are the underdogs in this one, but we'll move forward. We have the Minnesota Vikings at the Buffalo Bills.
So this is an interesting game. With every passing day, it seems more and more likely that Dr. Chow was right on the Even Money podcast and that Josh Allen's not going to play on Sunday. You know, they haven't ruled him out yet. He didn't practice yesterday. My guess is he won't practice today. He'll be ruled out for the game. The line has gone from the Bills laying 7.5 to, interestingly, the Bills are still laying 3.5, even though the expectation is that it will be Keenum. If and when the Bills officially rule out Josh Allen, it'll be very interesting to see what happens to the betting line. I kind of think the Bills are going to win anyway. I kind of think Case Keenum is going to step up against one of his former teams and play well. And for whatever reason, there's sometimes I feel like almost a letdown by the opposing team. You know, I don't know if it's conscious or subconscious, but it's like, oh man, it's Case Keenum. We got this. It's not Josh Allen. and they don't play as well. And I kind of think the crowd in Buffalo is going to rally behind Case Keenum and the rest of the team, and the Bills are going to win anyway. That's what I'm going with. They get Matt Milano back, which, as Greg Cosell pointed out yesterday, is huge. It's going to be a one-score game. All the Vikings games are, but this is a one-score game that the Bills win. 23-20 Buffalo Bills with Case Keenum as their quarterback.
We'll move to the Detroit Lions at the Chicago Bears.
So I'll take the Bears. I think this is a high-scoring game. I said that on the Even Money podcast because the Bears defense has not been playing very well, but the Bears offense has been scoring a lot with their sort of newfound run-based, quarterback-centric running attack. And I like the Bears at home to win this one. I mean, the Lions winning 2 in a row, I doubt, but I think this is an awesome, high-scoring game. Let's go 31-28 Bears in a shootout, highly entertaining game.
The Jacksonville Jaguars at the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'll take the Chiefs. So, obviously coming off a tough game Sunday night against the Titans, physical game. Jaguars have some momentum. Jaguars feeling good about themselves after that Raiders win, but I'm not going to pick the Jaguars to win in Kansas City. Although I do think this is going to be a close game and a battle. I really do. I'm going to say, let's go 27-24. The Chiefs win a close, entertaining game.
Next, we have the Cleveland Browns at the Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins. Interesting that this betting line has come down a little bit, which means some money has come in on Cleveland. Both these teams coming off of wins. Both these teams have the potential with a win in this game to be the Symbol Team of the Week next week. Right now, Symbol is offering a $500 risk-free deposit for new users who join the stock market for sports. This is really cool. This is like combining your fandom with the stock market. So you're not like betting on individual games, but you can buy stock in a peer-to-peer market in your favorite pro and college teams. And now you can do it with a $500 money back guarantee. You actually get dividends when they win, because I have some stock in the Eagles, and it's been amazing. Download the Symbol mobile app for iOS by searching SIMBULL in the App Store and use code ROSS to get your risk-free deposit up to $500. So whether you want to invest in the Browns because you think they're going to win and then they get Deshaun Watson back soon, or you just love Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins, Symbol allows you to buy and sell team stocks and profit from your sports knowledge. Now, I'm going to take the Dolphins in this game, Jack, but I really think it's a toss-up game. I like what I saw from Cleveland the last time out. They get Ward back. They have the right formula to try to keep the ball away from Tua and Tyreek Hill and Waddle. They're going to run the rock, pound it with Chubb and Hunt. I think this is going to be one of the better games of the day. I'm looking forward to it. Ultimately, though, I'll take the Dolphins at home, but this could go either way. Let's say 27-24 Dolphins.
The Houston Texans at the New York Giants.
Boy, this betting line has come down quite a bit. A lot of people really like the Texans in this game. I think it was 6.5 to start, and now it's 4.5. And remember, I only mentioned the betting lines on the Ross Tucker Football Podcast because I'm looking at it because I need to know whether or not to let the doggies out. So I'll take the Giants. I do think it's a close game. The Texans had extra time to prepare. Obviously, Giants coming off a bye. I do think it's a close game. Wouldn't be shocked if the Texans won, but they're not a team that's real good at closing out these games late. So give me the G-men. Lower scoring game, like 20-17, the G-men.
The New Orleans Saints at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, when the Saints come marching in. Oh, when the Saints come marching in. So I'm taking the Steelers. The Saints, I don't know what's going on with them, but they had to play Monday night. Now it's a quick week on the road. Steelers coming off a bye, so they're going to have some new tricks up their sleeve. Steelers going to give the ball to Jalen Warren more, who I believe is better than Najee Harris, or at least more productive. And so I think the Steelers get this home win, which they desperately need. And I think it's probably not a ton of points in this one either. I'll go with the same score I think I gave as the last one. 20-17 Steelers. Doggies, Jack.
Ross's Underdog of the Week.
Next, we have the Denver Broncos at the Tennessee Titans.
Titans are just so consistent. I feel like I know what I'm getting from Vrabel's team. It sounds like they're getting Tannehill back, as Dr. Chow from Sports Injury Central, sickscore.com, he mentioned on Tuesday. I think we posted that to social media at Ross Tucker Pod, at Ross Tucker NFL. Tannehill back makes a big difference. I know Denver played well last time out, coming off a bye, but I like Tannehill coming back. I like the Titans' consistency. Stop me if you've heard this one before, Jack. Titans 20, Broncos 17.
We have the Indianapolis Colts at the Las Vegas Raiders.
Funny because I've gotten like emails before or tweets. Dude, you use the same score so often. Well, what do you want me to say? Like I could say 21-16 Titans over the Broncos. You want me to change it up? All right, 21-16 Titans. Like I think it's going to be a low scoring game, and 20-17 is a pretty common score in the NFL. What game, Jack?
The Indianapolis Colts at the Las Vegas Raiders.
So I like the Raiders. No idea what to expect from the Colts. Obviously, a lot of eyeballs will be on that game just to see what it's like with Jeff Saturday as the head coach, what it's like with Parks Frazier calling the plays. And now the Raiders have to do it without Darren Waller, without Hunter Renfrow. But maybe that helps. Maybe those guys were banged up and they weren't able to really give what they needed anyway. Raiders, boy, if they lose this game, Josh McDaniels really might get fired by the real Adam Schefter this week. Raiders 23, Colts 13.
The Dallas Cowboys at the Green Bay Packers.
I think the Cowboys. Packers are kind of a disaster these days, losing so many games in a row. What a mess. Let's take the Cowboys and that defense. I'll believe the Packers turn this thing around when they actually do it, when they actually show that they're capable of it at this point. Packers, I'll say Cowboys. I don't know they're going to score that many points, although Rashawn Gary's out. I'll say Cowboys 23, Packers 17.
The Arizona Cardinals at the Los Angeles Rams.
So I think I said this yesterday when we talked about Stafford going into the concussion protocol. It's going to be too late for him to come back. But then Kyler Murray, is on the injury report with a hamstring. And I saw where sickscore.com significantly downgraded his number to the point where the number they gave him, it's like might not play. And if he does, really limits his effectiveness. So who knows? It's like the backup quarterback bowl potentially. Was that Wolford against Colt McCoy?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows about this freaking game, man? I don't really know who the quarterback is and how effective they'll be. I'll take the Cardinals, I guess. I don't know. Maybe Wolford comes in and plays better. I'll take the Cardinals just because I like to let the doggies out. Not a lot of points in this one, fellas. 17-16 Cardinals, doggies.
Ross's Underdog of the Week.
Next, we have Sunday Night Football, the Los Angeles Chargers at the San Francisco 49ers.
So I guess that means the Chargers are back-to-back Sunday Night Football. That's interesting. I like the Niners. They're getting healthier. I think that, Chargers coming off a tough game in Atlanta. Niners playing at home. Niners getting a lot of their guys back coming off the bye. This game might not be close, in fact. I think the Niners have a chance to really kind of blow the Chargers out of the water here. Coming off the bye, more new stuff from Kyle Shanahan for Christian McCaffrey. So this is a sneaky survivor pick if you wanted it. I think they're going to run the ball all over the Chargers. 27-17 Niners. Lock them up, Jack.
Your survivor / knockout / whatever you call it, pick of the week.
And we'll wrap things up with Monday Night Football with the Washington Commanders at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, I think the Eagles are going to win. It is interesting that they're double-digit favorites again. As I mentioned on Tuesday's Even Money, I like the Commanders getting 11 points. That's a lot of points. The issue is, Taylor Heineke likes to throw the ball up for grabs, and the Eagles have a bunch of ball hawks in the secondary. I'm going to say that the Eagles are up by 1 score late, and Heineke throws his second interception on a Mariota-esque YOLO ball for the Eagles to clinch the win and maybe win by 10. Maybe they get one more score after that to win by 2 scores. Let's go 24-13 Birds, and go ahead and lock them up too if you want to, Jack.
Your survivor / knockout / whatever you call it, pick of the week.
Every week, Pizza Boy Brewing, Sporticulture, HumanHeadNYC.com, SteakhouseSports.com, Go-Bengals.com, Evergreen Economics, Vision Comics with an X, BackOfficeScheduler.com, and of course, MyFrontPageStory.com. Those are I think we're done here members at Patreon.com/RT Media. Get a story for a loved one from MyFrontPageStory.com before you spend money on something stupid for Black Friday. Other than that, have an awesome, awesome weekend, everybody. All the other shows have been posted. You got plenty of content for the rest of the day and over the weekend. I think we're done here.
Thanks for listening to the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. Make sure to also subscribe to the Fantasy Feast, Even Money, Business of Sports, and College Draft. All available at Apple Podcasts, rosstucker.com, or wherever podcasts can be found.